Hi everyone, it's Marian again. As I promised, I want to talk again about another car we had actually. So this episode is why Nissan Sentra. So we were in 2006. Um, we had at that time the Intrepid and the Accord. Uh, it was one driver, me, and two cars. So time passing, the Intrepid get older and older, and here on this pillar get rusty and rusty and rusty more and more. So the water was leaking inside. The Honda was with the windshield cracked out. I replaced the tie rod ends and I didn't align the wheels, and they get finished. I had some clunking in under. I had to replace some parts under. But we made some investments and we bought a house and we have to make a drive in front of the house and something like this. We have to keep two cars or to buy two old cars with some problems or to buy a new one, no problem. So we made some calculation and we decided to sell both cars, the Intrepid and the Accord, to buy a new one. So because Intrepid was old and rusty and a lot of kilometers on, it wasn't a confident car for me, and the Accord I had to put around $1,000 more, and I wasn't sure if I want to put those money on. So uh, at that time we had some neighbors who bought Hyundai Sonata in 2006. We saw that car, we like it. It was big, a lot of space inside, a big trunk, very practical. It was a 2.4-liter engine, 4-cylinder. But I don't know why I was in my head with Nissan Sentra. I don't know. So, talking to some friends, one of them told me there is a dealership who are only few models in their backyard and they gave good discounts just to get rid of them. So I went there and I talked to a salesman and uh, he gave me a good deal, but I wasn't yet sure to go with that Sentra. So we decided to go to see a dealership for Hyundai. So there we had again, we talked again to a salesman, some the same salesman who sold the car to our neighbors. So he gave us a good price for that car. They gave us like $26,000, all tax includes. And I still, I still wasn't sure to what to buy. And this Hyundai Sonata um, or a Nissan Sentra. So this was the model I was looking for. So we went back to the dealership to see what if we can have a better price for it. So I went there and they gave me a price, their last price, and I wasn't yet sure if I had the best price or not. So that car, it was a special edition because it was the last year. They already introduced on the market the new model 2007, much larger, bigger, 2-liter engine instead of 1.8, and a lot of new stuff. But I wish to see somewhere else. So I went to a different dealer. They told me they have, but their price it was with more than $4,000. With reported as this one, so $4,000 for a car of 20,000, 21,000 it was, I think. It was a lot of money, so I decided to go back to our dealer to see um, what we can do, to see what they have in stock. And I went there, I talked a lot with them, I spent a lot of time, and at the end, after a few hours of talking and negotiation, I found in their backyard Sentra with only 11 kilometers on it. I told him if the car has more than 50 kilometers, I don't take it. So they found that car. We decided to buy that. I took my VIN, vehicle identification number. So we signed the papers. We took the car. When it came home, bad big disappointment. The car was shaking, the car was jumping in on the street, it was noisy. It was after those big cars, this car was like a wagon. I mean, a wagon from the train. But we had now only one car, so we had to get used with the car. So using it, we get used with the car. Even my wife started to drive it. So we gave the name of that car Stella. So this Nissan Sentra 1.8 special edition, we kept the car 12 years. We didn't drove too much. In the first 2 years I drove the car. I made like 50,000 kilometers around. And after I gave the car to my wife and I bought another one, Golf. About Golf I'm gonna talk in a different video. So with this car we went here, there, job, shopping, excursions. I had some little surprises as long as I was in the warranty. A belt from the, if I remember, it was from the steering pump was broken and I had to replace it. And I had another sensor located right near the muffler. I think I had 2,000 more kilometers before the um, warranty expired, and I went to dealer. They replaced that sensor. It was a problem for these models, that sensors, and the fuel consumption was in summer around 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. In the winter it was between 9 and 10. In the way I was driving the car, where I'm driving in the, I don't know, 70% highway and city driving, it was like 35% around. So Meantime, we had even a little accident, and the car was looking like this. Not big deal. All structure inside, all it was broken only the light. Here it was the bumper. It wasn't broken. It was okay here. So I repaired the car. I went to a scrapyard. I found new light here. I pull it out. I spray it just not to be necessary, very aesthetics, but to be protected against. So the car I sold it in this manner. The car is still working. It's not rusty because we made a spray. We spray the car pretty often. So that was the story of our Sentra. As the quality of these cars, and I read from Lemonade, as strengths and weaknesses, let's say these late model Sentra aren't expensive to buy, generally reliable, relatively easy and inexpensive to repair, and they give a good fuel economy. And on the other hand, uh, the handling is mediocre, the build quality is spotty at best. So it wasn't a perfect car, but when I bought it in hand with the idea of having a pretty reliable car, economical car, and I make some calculation how much I'm gonna spend more if I take the Sonata. Sonata was bigger engine, 2.4 versus 1.8. That car was like 6,000 more, $5,000 more, so it was more expensive to um, have it insured, insurance bigger, more gas to spend, more money for the gas because it's bigger engine, take more gas. It was clearly a better ride quality with this car, but I took it especially for my wife. Nissan Sentra, it's smaller car, easier to park, to go here and there. It was, for her, was okay. So this was all about our Nissan Sentra. So I thank you for watching. In my head is the idea that to present all cars I had, why I bought them, then to make like I have a statistic in Excel to show you differences between how much I spent on each car, to see how I was with how expensive it was to own those cars, one reported to another one. So thank you for watching again, and um, I wish you to have good roads and to hear you all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.